Hey everybody, I am here to talk about the 4 lenses that I use pretty much every shoot that I'm on. They are lenses I consider you need to survive. All right, so here is the first lens I think that everybody should mess around with after they've pretty much done all they can do with the kit lens. You know, your 18 to 55 or your 18 to 135, I think, are the two that usually come with Canon cameras. This is the Canon EF 50mm 1.8. So you're gonna get a lot of that depth of field that so many people want. This is really my lens for, you know, your artistic fancy shots or, you know, portraits or anything where you really want the blurred background. This is the least expensive lens that I'm gonna show off today, and it's really nice to have, especially if you're working in low light conditions or you really want a more artistic effect for your shoots. Moving on. So like I said, you're probably at the point where you've done all you can do with your kit lens and you need to move on, or maybe you just need a longer focal length distance. So we've got the EFS 55 to 250mm. This is my zoom lens. It is not a consistent aperture. It goes from 4 to 5.6. But, I mean, you can pretty much make that work. The beautiful thing is it's got a stabilizer, manual and autofocus, and you get that distance. A lot of people use the 70 to 200, 2.8, which is a magnificent lens, but is totally out of my budget, maybe your budget as well. So this is, in my opinion, a great low budget lens that pretty much fixes that issue. This lens essentially replaced my 18 to 55 that I've been working with. My first DSLR camera years ago was the T3i, and it came with the 18 to 55. And this was my replacement for that because I just got to the point of, I outgrew it. So this is a lens that I highly recommend. You get the better low light, let's get focused. You get the better low light performance, and a lot of people say to go with the 24 to 70, either the 2.8 or the 4, and those L lenses are glorious, but totally out of my budget. The funny thing is, if you're working on a T3i, any of the Rebel series or a crop sensor, the 17 to 55 is actually closer to the 24 to 70 focal length than the 24 to 70 focal length. The crop is going to zoom in on it. So this is actually going to give you what that 24 to 70 would be on a full frame, like the, what are we up to, the 5D Mark IV or any of those. So this was a really good compromise, and it's not even a compromise. It's going to be less expensive, really a no-brainer when I looked to upgrade my basic lens, and this is the lens that I probably use the most often. Finally, this lens is like my fun lens. It is the Tokina 11 to 16mm wide angle 2.8. It is the Canon mount, obviously. We're working with camera lenses, Canon camera lenses. If you push it up, it's gonna have autofocus, let your camera do it. Pull it down, you got the manual focus. This is just a cool lens to mess around with. If you're on a crop sensor, the 11mm is wide enough to get most of what you need in the shot, but it's not going to greatly distort it. It's not a fisheye lens. It's just gonna really compress the space that you're in. You know, if you're shooting real estate or, you know, small rooms and you need them to look a little more spacious, the wide angle is going to lower any movements, any jarring or warping with camera movements. So this is a cool thing if you're doing maneuvers or you just really need to make some place look bigger. All right, so these are the lenses I think you need to survive. You've got wide, artistic, a little bit of a better modification of the standard kit lens, and a telephoto lens. And it covers all of your bases. Notice how we go from 11 to 16, 17 to 55, 55 to 250. And then if you need something fancier, go with the 50mm. So I'm going to leave links to all of these lenses in the description. They are lenses that are affordable, and I vouch for them. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.